Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's ETA Prime back here again. Today, we're going to be taking a first look at the upcoming RG Slide. And this is one that I know a lot of people have been excited about, including myself. And I was lucky enough to get my hands on an early unit. Again, this is more of a first look video because the official embargo isn't up. As soon as that's up, I'll have a full review. We'll be able to do a bunch of benchmarks, game testing, and everything like that. With this video, it's more about the overall design, ergonomics, buttons, and I will show off some gameplay. I do want to test out this D-pad, and overall, I've actually been really enjoying this thing. But first things first, want to get this out of the way. It's a thick boy, as you can see here. It is coming in a bit heavier than most of their other handhelds on the market, and it really comes down to the slide mechanism that they have here. It is constructed of metal, which does put a little more weight on the unit. As you can see, around back here, it feels really sturdy. It's got a little bit of a spring load to it, so it will kind of slide up once you get past a certain point. And to tell you the truth, it's really satisfying. Taking a look at the overall unit, as you can see up front here, I mean, we've got a basic layout. We've got our D-pad, and the D-pad here is one of ANBERNIC's really good D-pads. It just feels amazing. Smaller analog sticks, they are Hall-based. They're kind of sunk in because obviously we need to slide that screen over them. A, B, X, and Y feel great. We've also got 2 extra buttons up top by the front-facing speakers, and there's no RGB on this device. All of the face buttons here, from the D-pad to the analog sticks, are really flush with the device, and they're kind of sunken down, so they definitely needed to bring them down just a bit so it could clear that sliding screen. But they really didn't compromise on button travel with that A, B, X, and Y. The way they've got this set up, it does feel very nice. Up top, pretty plain Jane, we can access our shoulder buttons and our triggers. Around here on this side, we've got our power button and volume rocker. Over on the left-hand side, micro SD card slot, and this does support up to a 2 terabyte card. And down below, a 3.5mm audio jack, a status LED indicator, and USB Type-C. First and foremost, it's a fully functional Android device. This is running Android 13 at the time I'm making this video. 4.7-inch 120Hz display here. It does support touch, and we can navigate the full system with the built-in controller if you need to. And personally, I do like the ergonomics. I mean, once you get situated with this unit, kind of fits right in the palm. You can reach that trigger and shoulder button right across, as you can see there. Both of these are using micro switches, so they're non-linear. And for the analog sticks here, they're actually using capacitive sticks instead of Hall-based. D-pad, again, like I mentioned, is one of ANBERNIC's better D-pads. I mean, it feels really good here. We'll do some testing by the end. Of course, they have had a few devices. The D-pad just wasn't great, but I don't think that this is one of them. Smaller capacitive sticks, and I know some people just don't like these, but with the form factor here, it would have been about impossible to put full-size sticks here. They are capacitive, so they're not using Hall-based sticks, but they center right back up, and we'll look at that with a gamepad tester in a little while. And when it comes to the overall specs of the new RG Slide, this is powered by the Unisoc T820. We've seen this CPU in devices from the company before. It's an 8-core ARM SoC. GPU is a Mali G57, so we've got a 4-core GPU here. 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage, micro SD card up to 2 terabytes, 120 Hz 4.7-inch LTPS display, up to 500 nits of brightness, and it does look really good here. Wi-Fi 5, Bluetooth 5.0, 5000 milliamp hour battery, and again, it's running Android 13 out of the box. The RG Slide did come with a screen protector, and I've already installed it. It also comes with a USB Type-C cable, but no charging brick. And they also sent along some analog stick cap covers. So I'll go ahead and throw the black versions on here. I wanted to see, how well we could shut this with them on here, because when it comes down to it, it's still pretty close. Even though these are recessed, they're sunk down a bit. You can see that once we slide this down, they do hit just a bit, but I mean, it's not really affecting anything. And since we've got those capacitive sticks, they're going to zero right out once we open this thing up. Another accessory that they're going to be offering over on their website is a carrying case, and this just fits right in here perfectly. Nice little zipper pouch, so you can carry this thing around with you. But to tell you the truth, with the screen protector installed on the RG Slide, I don't mind carrying this around in my pocket. We've seen this CPU before, and throughout, I mean, we've got some optimizations to get better performance with higher-end emulators, but I wanted to show off this D-pad and just buttons with the fighting game. We've got Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and these are definitely some of my favorite D-pads for retro devices. And with this one being sunk in just a bit, it's not too high, it's not a loose D-pad at all, it just feels right. You can definitely play from the middle, you can play from the outer edge, it's really up to you. I think they've put a lot of time and thought into their D-pads, and in my opinion, they've almost perfected them for these retro handhelds. And of course, since we've got an Android handheld with access to Google Play, we can get on there and download all of our favorite Android games. Real quick, we've got Minecraft, not a super hard game to run. And remember, we've got that 120 hertz display, so it's going to be really interesting to show off, some frame rates once we're able to do so once the embargo lifts. I haven't messed around with any of the settings in the game and it's running really well. And the analog sticks that they're using here are super accurate. I mean, they go right back to zero. We've also got a built-in 6-axis gyro. So if you wanted to play your favorite Android games with the built-in gyro, you could. But I'm really digging what they did here with the built-in controller on the RG Slide. It might be a bit hard to see, but I've got a Gamepad tester up and running, and with these capacitive sticks, I mean, no matter how hard you throw them over to any side, they're going to zero right back out. And throughout, with the built-in handheld settings for this device, we do have full control over all of the buttons, so we can change the dead zones, we can adjust basically everything we want here. When they first announced the RG Slide, the very first thing that came to mind was PSP emulation. And with the Unisoc T820, we've got plenty of power here. We can upscale most of these games pretty high. But as you can see, we do get those black bars on the top and bottom. And this is something that doesn't bug me that much. We've got plenty of room in the middle here. But it's really because this new 4x7-inch 120 hertz display is 4x3, and the original PSP and even the Slide was a 16:9 aspect ratio. But either way, I've still been having a lot of fun with PSP emulation on the RG Slide. And if you're like me and just love Game Boy Advance emulation, then this thing's going to be a nice little treat for you. We can do some upscaling, and in my full review, I'll reveal, how high we can upscale with this Unisoc T820. But the way this is set up, it does look great on this 4x7-inch display. Super vibrant colors. And for the lower end stuff, you want to go to NES, SNES. Obviously, we've got some GBA, some N64. We've got a nice little device here that's going to run all of it. So in the time I've spent with the RG Slide, I've been really enjoying it. I've installed a few different front ends, but we've also got the ANBERNIC game launcher built in, so if you want to go that route, you definitely could. Full-fledged Android 13 here does allow us to get on Google Play. We don't have to do any kind of special setup or anything like that. We can just access it as soon as we turn this thing on. I'll be spending a lot of time with this before my official review comes out, so we'll get a good idea by then on battery life and everything like that. But if you're interested in learning a little more, I will leave some links in the description. You can check out everything that's going on with the RG Slide right now over at their official website. And if there's anything else you want to see running on this in the full review, just let me know in the comments below. But that's going to wrap it up for this first look video. And like always, thanks for watching.